If you thought the Galaxy S25 was thin, just wait until you hear what Samsung has planned for the Galaxy S26. According to new reports, Samsung is going all in on making its next flagship phone even slimmer, and they're not just cutting down on bezels this time. They're aiming to shrink one of the thickest parts of the phone, the camera module. So how exactly are they planning to do that? Let's break it down. Samsung is working on a major redesign of its camera system. And the key changes in the materials used between the lenses and the camera module. Right now, most smartphone cameras use thin film layers between the lenses to reduce problems like flare and ghosting. These are those annoying light reflections that can mess up your photos. But Samsung's new plan is to replace those film layers with matte ink. Yes, matte ink. And they're going to apply it using an inkjet printing process. This isn't just some experimental idea. Samsung Electromechanics is actively developing this technology. They've even given it a name. They call it the ring pattern design. It's not completely new either. Samsung actually filed a patent for this idea back in 2018. The goal is to keep all the benefits of the traditional anti-reflection films, but in a much thinner format. This change alone could make the camera module noticeably slimmer. And that's a big deal, because the camera bump has been one of the biggest design challenges in recent smartphones. With this new design, Samsung might finally be able to reduce or even eliminate that bump, at least in some models. Now don't get too excited just yet. The patent is still pending and nothing is official. But inside sources say Samsung is planning to use this tech in the Galaxy S26 series. So we might see this in action sooner than we think. But here's the thing. Making a phone thinner isn't just about changing one part. Even if Samsung succeeds with this new camera module, there are still other parts of the phone that need to slim down. To take the Galaxy S26's thinness to the next level, Samsung may also need to make several other hardware upgrades. For example, they might switch to SiC battery technology. These batteries are more compact, and that helps free up space without reducing battery life. They'll need smaller cooling systems. We're talking about more compact vapor chambers that can still keep the phone cool without taking up too much space. And they'll probably use thinner glass for both the front and back of the phone. Put all of that together, and Samsung could release a phone that's noticeably thinner than the Galaxy S25 without sacrificing power, camera quality, or battery life. But let's talk about what this really means for you. If this new design works, it could solve one of the biggest complaints about modern phone design, the camera bump. Removing or reducing that bump could make the phone look sleeker, feel better in your pocket, and be lighter overall. Of course, not everyone is asking for thinner phones. Some people actually prefer a little bit of thickness if it means better battery life and durability. So while a thinner design may look great, Samsung still has to make sure it performs just as well, especially when it comes to heat management and structural strength. And here's another interesting point. Samsung just released the Galaxy S25 Edge, which was marketed as a super thin phone. So now the big question is, will making the rest of the Galaxy S26 lineup even thinner take away from the Edge's uniqueness? Or is Samsung planning a complete shift in design philosophy where all their premium phones become slim and light? Right. Now we don't have all the answers. The Galaxy S26 series is still months away from its official reveal. And it's very possible that some of these changes are still being tested. This move to a slimmer camera module could be Samsung's answer. It's a sign that the company is taking the challenge seriously and looking for smart ways to innovate. So, will the Galaxy S26 be the thinnest flagship phone Samsung has ever made? Will it finally ditch the camera bump? And can Samsung balance style with performance? We'll be watching closely to find out. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell, so you don't miss future updates on the Galaxy S26 and more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.